Good evening, everyone. Have to unmute you, Tony. Hold on. I think you're muted.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Woo.
Loud and clear. Whoop, whoop.
Good evening. Good evening, Tony Doyle. Good evening, Joelle. Good evening, Kathy. Good evening, Wendy. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, Christine. Good evening, other Catherine. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Pat. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Tony. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. You're looking very suave.
Well, thank you.
Very, very handsome indeed. So we'll just wait to give it a couple of moments. Paul was trying to just get on there and he was saying to me, the link isn't there, the link isn't there. And I said, the link is there. And he was saying, it's not there. And I said, it is there. Go into about, go into discussion, and the link is there. And he couldn't find it. So I had to show him on my phone.
Yeah.
So maybe people are having a few problems getting on as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we had a couple moments trying to figure out the right one for the system that we're running. So
yeah. Paul says the beer in the garden did not help. Hi, Pat. Pat says hello. Can you see the chat this time, Tony?
hold on, let me try. I haven't even brought it up yet. Let's see.
There's a couple of different ways that you can do your Zoom screen. So there's a chat box for anyone that hasn't been on Zoom before. There is a little chat box where you can type in questions and things. Can you hear me okay, everybody? Yeah.
I can.
Yeah. Everybody's muted, but there is a chat box. The reason that you're all muted, by the way, for anyone that's not been on a Zoom call before, is because otherwise there's lots and lots of feedback from people's houses and stuff, because people wander around sometimes when they're watching these lives, or there's people in and out and things like that. So I'll just give everyone a few moments. Hi, Wendy. Thank you. You can hear us both. That's wonderful. So hopefully I'll just keep an eye on my phone as well and just see. Oh, there's a message from you, Tony.
Just not coming through. That's funny.
Oh, well, you see, my phone is always on silent. Pretty much. Hello to everyone. Lovely to see you. Thank you, Paul. Paul's going to share into groups. Wonderful. Can you find the chat box, Tony? No? See, mine is just at the side here. And like I've got all
Yeah, that's what mine says live chat, but I don't see any chat. So I'm trying to figure it out. I've never used this computer for Zoom before.
You need a technical guru like Paul.
I know. I need a Paul. Taking applications for Pauls.
Thank you, Catherine. Yeah. Thank you, Catherine. She says, I can see and hear you both. Thank you so much. And hello, Giza. Hello, Giza. Don't think Giza can hear. Okay, don't worry too much about the chat, Tony. I can always read it to you anyway.
Okay. I do see it, but it's like I was trying to make it bigger so that I could actually read it because it's too small for my eyeballs, but it's all good.
You need to get some glasses.
Yeah. Or a bigger monitor. Like all the bigger monitors, I have, you can't see it, but there's two giant monitors beside me, and you're in like the small little monitor, so it's like the Zoom one is coming across the middle here.
Giza, can you hear? Nod if you can hear. Yeah, I think she can because she's smiling. There's a chat box if you can find it there, Giza. So everybody is muted on Zoom just because otherwise there's lots and lots of feedback. Pat says I can see and hear perfectly. Thank you, Pat. Wonderful. So welcome to Tony Doyle. Welcome to everybody else. us joining us this evening or this afternoon or this morning, depending on wherever you are in the world. Thank you all for joining us. So Tony, what have you been up to today?
Well, let's see. Today, actually, I slept in today because I had a show last night, so I didn't get back home till about 4:30 a.m., which I usually wake up at 5 a.m., so I decided that wasn't going to happen today. So I slept in a little bit. I did some mentoring with some kids over at a festival. We had like a street festival today, so I took some kids over there and was doing some stuff with them. Went to the farmer's market, chatted with Allie O'Shea. That's about it.
I think Allie O'Shea woke you up out of your slumber. Yeah.
No, I was already at the nonprofit office by the time I talked to you, so I definitely wasn't awake.
All right. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, I'm going to try and describe Tony Doyle in a few words as I've been describing him. He's an author, he's a coach, he's a motivational speaker, he's a hip hop artist. He's worked with the late great Wayne Dyer. He works with Justin Perry and Trent Shelton. He is a coach for Mind Valley and is an awesome guy. What else have I left out?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure it'll come up if we. I don't know. I'm not good at.
You work for You've done work for nonprofit companies and things like that. But we'll get into all of that, won't we? You've also done motivational speaking at TEDx, which is a mini version of TED. Isn't that right?
Yes.
My screen has just gone completely.
Yeah, mine did too. I see you. Oh, there you go. You're back. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, we are live, everybody. So you have to excuse the technical stuff that we go through when we are on a live. Sometimes, sometimes it's beyond our control. But you've also spoken at a TEDx, which is a mini version, isn't it, of TED?
I've done 2 TEDx's, which are usually hosted by college campuses. Or think tanks, something like that. So basically, TEDx is where they get the speakers for the main stage at TED. So far I've done 2 TEDx's, awesome experiences. If you guys are familiar with TED, it's a really cultivated audience. So everyone's kind of on a higher level. So it's kind of fun to be able to speak to that and not have to dumb down, what you're talking about. So people can understand. Kind of like here, I get to be myself, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah. And is it big audiences or what kind of audiences? There
was like 2,500 people.
Wow. That's a lot of people.
It's a college auditorium, you know what I mean? So, and actually it's a big festival, so they have outdoor stages and they have other stuff going on at the same time. So it's cool.
Sounds amazing. Yeah. So where will we start? Do you want to start with talking about how I know we talked about it before in Try, but I'm sure everybody that hasn't been on with the live with you before would like to know how you met and worked with the late, great Dr. Wayne Dyer.
Dr. Wayne Dyer. Well, so Dr. Dyer was actually, you could say, my first coach or mentor. And I actually met him through another aspiring author at Mind Valley, and she kind of introduced me. And I had been practicing law of attraction. Was not into Abraham Hicks or anything at that time. In fact, had never even been, told about them or anything. So it was early on, and she just said basically there's someone you should definitely meet. Like, you sound just like this guy. You guys vibe exactly the same. So we talked. I think it was Skype. We Skyped a couple times, and then he agreed to do some mentoring things with me. And lo and behold, I got to work with him. So basically we would Skype once a week. I only actually physically met him 2 times, and that was at writers' conferences. But yeah, basically weekly I got to do a one-on-one, Skype session with him. And he would answer whatever questions, whatever blocks I had, as I was progressing and on the spiritual side mostly at that point. All my coaching was pretty much on the spiritual side. So he would help me with all that stuff. And if you guys know Dr. Dyer, like, he has a very relatable, direct way about him. So it was awesome for me. Like, it completely opened the floodgate to all that stuff. In fact, he's the one that ended up introducing me to Jerry Hicks, and then to Esther, and then I got the Abraham thing. So and I haven't missed a chance to go to Abraham since. You know what I mean? To be live in the room with Esther is awesome.
You're going you're going next month, aren't you?
I am. I'm going August. I think it's in August.
Yeah.
Yep. And Chicago, I'm going to that one. So.
Yeah. So that's amazing. That's really, really amazing. And you're actually just back from Mind Valley, which is, for anyone that doesn't know, was co-founded by Vishen Lakhiani. What's the other guy's name? Ajit?
Ajit Norwala, yeah. Ajit Norwala. Yeah. And a couple of other people. There's some money people in there. There's like 4 co-founders technically, but yeah, Vishen is the visionary for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you do coaching for them through a sort of a subsidiary company kind of thing, don't you? Called EverCoach, is that right?
Yeah, EverCoach is actually owned by them, and so we're the ones that actually do the facilitating of their programs for them. So besides, I mean, obviously there's name people like Lisa Nichols, and you know what I mean, the big name coaches and mentors that do the programs, but the people that actually facilitate all those programs are a coach through the division called EverCoach, which is what Ajit runs.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do that, and I've been a facilitator there for just over a year, and then I ended up going to, luckily getting invited to go to Mind Valley's A-Fest, which was in Sardinia, Italy. The next one just got announced, by the way. Sorry, I got off topic.
Oh, exciting.
Bali. We're going to Bali. I don't know if you saw that, but
no, I didn't.
Going to Bali. Anyway.
Oh, that's exciting.
No.
When are you going?
Okay. I think it's in September. It's September or October. It's at the end of the year. I was like another one in the same year. So yeah, Vishen's like getting very excited. Like, he just started Mind Valley U, and now he's doing 2 of these a year. We also have EverCoach Summit coming up in LA, and yeah, so it's crazy.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
And we have a Train the Trainer.
Oh, you're going to is Train the Trainer though? That's Mike Dooley does Train the Trainer. Does Vishen Lakhiani do that as well? Mike Dooley does a Train the Trainer.
Yeah, I mean, every company I know has a Train the Trainer. That's how you get your facilitators.
Yeah, but that's within Mind Valley you're talking about.
Yeah, we're doing a Mind Valley Train the Trainer for all facilitators, master facilitators, and coaches.
Yeah, and you were looking at going to Ireland as well next year.
I am. I started. Well, I told you before that I've always wanted to, but I decided I wanted to manifest it. So, just lo and behold, on Facebook, I saw that there was a group meeting about 3 hours away from my house to discuss 2019 plans of tours for Ireland. So I just put in there that I wanted to go, and I just showed up and got all the info. And you got to start the momentum somewhere. If you guys are into law of attraction, you understand momentum. So,
yeah, but you're not supposed to be coming to Ireland when I'm coming to America. It's kind of crossed over. There's many weeks.
There's 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's awesome. Like, so much stuff happening. And just recently, you've just had announced in November, is it? Or October, Vegas with, drum roll.
Yeah. So we've got the Hayhouse thing going on. There's so much stuff going on. So yeah, Hayhouse U is going on in Las Vegas. And basically every Hayhouse author is going to be at that event. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the stuff that they do, but they have a writer workshop. They also have a coaches tribe thing that goes on there. Mike Dooley is there. He presents a workshop. There is a million things that go on. But this year it's going to be at your favorite, Las Vegas. So we have to manifest Allie there. So
Yeah,
everybody
I
put
know.
your mind thoughts together.
I was
We're gonna
supposed to
get
be
Allie to
going
Vegas.
there then because my friend Steve Hollowell is going there for a big event, and I was like, "Well, I'll meet you there," and blah blah blah. But anyway, yeah, got to get our manifesting hats on. I don't think
Yeah, we
it's
can
going to
do it.
happen this year, but you just never know what's going to happen.
Get your creation box out there. Put it in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll see you there.
Exactly.
I'll see you there.
So
Anyway, so that's awesome.
that is awesome sauce. Don't forget the sauce. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the messages there. Giza could finally hear us. Sorry, Giza, so you couldn't hear us in the beginning, but she says, hi, Ali, Kate, and Tony, I can hear you
Hello,
now.
hello, Giza.
And Christine says, woohoo to Las Vegas. Kathy says, hello, everyone, or Kathleen, as she's known as on Facebook, but I know her as Kathy personally. So and obviously everybody's been saying hello. Paul says we should do a house swap. Catherine says, woohoo to Hayhouse and woohoo to Abraham.
Tell Paul there's no lack in the universe. We don't have to swap houses. We'll just get you one down here. That way you can come to the States anytime you're ready. How about that?
Absolutely. No lack. No lack anywhere. Oh, yeah, he said you could mind our dogs. I'll just get Joelle to move in next time. She's laughing.
There you go.
So, yeah, you've written 4 inspirational books, one of which is called, as the title of this evening is called, Silver Linings. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that book? I know it's been sought after by Hayhouse.
Right.
But do you want to tell us a little bit about that book?
Sure. That book started out being called The Silver Linings Project. And then Hayhouse bought the options on it, which if you guys are authors, or if you're not authors, buying the option means they don't agree necessarily to publish it, but they are looking at it and they don't want you to go to any other publisher. That means they hold exclusive rights for a certain amount of time for a certain amount of dollars. So basically they gave me a check to hold the option on it. Anyway, so it was called Silver Lining Project. Reed Tracy, the CEO at Hayhouse, changed the title to Finding Your Silver Linings. So that's what we're going with right now. They redesigned the cover and everything for Finding Your Silver Linings. And basically it's like your January positivity project. It's tips and tricks for staying positive no matter what the storms of life are.
Yeah.
Really, that's exactly it. It's finding your silver lining because it's always there is the subtitle there. So
I remember you saying that to me. I remember you saying it's exactly like your January positivity project.
It really is. That's why, I mean, and I related so much. That was the first time that I had started listening to your stuff. I don't even know. I guess it was probably through the group. I guess maybe I got invited to that. But yeah, as soon as I think I didn't even get to tune into the first one. I think it was the second day, and I had to go back and listen to the first one. And I didn't miss one the whole rest of the month. It was perfect, and it was direct alignment. So synchronicity was crazy. And yeah, it's just like that book, which at this point was written 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago at this point. Finding Your Silver Lining. So yeah, that's that. And Hayhouse has an option on it. I have 3 other ones that are done and in the can, just doing minor tweaking on those. One's called Above the Fray, and it's kind of part 2 of Silver Linings, and it's about taking a step back and looking at everything from a higher perspective. So instead of, you can't really do much when you're down in the mud. You can tussle around. You can't help very many people, but the higher you ascend and the bigger perspective, and the more you can do. So that book's called Above the Fray.
Fantastic.
And then I have a book called The Other 23, which is actually a relationship book, and that book is like I said, it's about relationships, and it's about what you do the other 23 hours of the day. basically friendship is a lot more important than any kind of sexual activity or whatever that you might do. So it's focusing, it's trying to get people to focus on the other 23 hours as opposed
I'm
to the
not sure
one,
everybody's
which seems
agreeing
to
with
be.
you there.
They should read my book then, I guarantee.
I saw a few people making faces. I'm only messing you. But
You should read my book.
you have to make a joke about that, Tony, you know.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. And are any of them going into Hayhouse? Or have they been looked at by Hayhouse?
Above the Fray, the part 2 is actually pitched as a 2-book option. But right now they only have the first one. So I may self-publish the other one. And if Hayhouse does not pick up the option on, I may do 1 and 2 together, like back to back, like in 6 months increments or 4-month increments.
Yeah.
So talking to several other publishers about that, but obviously until Silver Linings is picked up or not picked up, like I'm kind of on hold for that. I could pitch any of the other books and go ahead and publish those in the meantime, but just kind of waiting and seeing. Hayhouse is actually starting to take off now, and these live events and everything will definitely help with that momentum also. So
did you just sit down and write these books, or did you take some time like me? Stopped her book for like 6 months. Did you ever, for any of your 4 books, just out of interest, did you like keep writing them every day, or did you have moments where you like just stopped?
Pretty much like I got the idea and wrote a bulk, like wrote 300 or 400 pages on each, like in 2 weeks each time. Like literally once I get a thing, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm like super focused. So for all 3 of those books, you know what I mean? It was like, just like frantic, like trying to get it down. You know what I mean? Like, in fact, Finding Your Silver Linings came out so easy that I didn't even sketch out like an outline or anything. I was literally just like scribbling pages and pages and pages. And I would wake up and from out of my dream and have other ideas, and I would scribble out stuff and write more pages and stuff. Okay. So
yeah.
Now on my memoir, obviously that's a culmination of my whole life, and we didn't talk about that one, but that book is called On Pins and Needles. Mm-hmm. And it's basically tracing my life from a hip-hop DJ, where actually I start earlier than that. I started at 10 years old when I first got into hip-hop and DJing. So that would be the needles, like a turntable needle, and taking that all the way to writing books and, basically the present day. So it's the first half of my life in a synopsis there.
Yeah, amazing. And you still do hip hop work, don't you? You still, even last night you were performing with somebody famous?
Well, in the States, they're pretty well known.
Yeah.
So, last night we did a show with Jill Scott and a group called The Roots. And I thought after I talked to you, like, you may know The Roots because they are Jimmy Kimmel's backup band on the TV show Late Night with Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know if you guys get that over there.
I don't think we do we?
It's like the guy who took over for David Letterman. Like they're
is that the Tonight Show or something like that?
It's called Late Night, I think, but yeah, one of those.
Okay, no, I don't know them. Hi, Dawn. Dawn has joined us as well. Thank you for joining, Dawn.
But anyway, The Roots and Jill Scott are both from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And I lived in Philadelphia when we were doing music stuff. In fact, I actually got basically discovered in hip-hop stuff from the Philadelphia Music Conference. So that was one of the first major recording studios we recorded at, was at the Roots studio.
Right.
So, yeah, every chance I get, I try to get connected back up with them. They're awesome.
That's brilliant. And were you DJing for them, or were you actually performing?
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't DJ much anymore. In fact, I don't even have a house set anymore or anything like that. So I DJ, like I'll still do guest sets on the radio because I'm a radio DJ, like by trade. Like I went to college for that stuff. And I do like mixtapes under DJ B1. So you'll like every once in a while put out a mixtape. I haven't done one of those in like a couple of years, but
mixtapes. That's from the 80s.
They still have mixtapes. Hip hop still does mixtapes. I mean, they're CDs, but they're still called mixtapes. But
That's funny.
yeah, or now they're not even CDs. Now they're just digital downloads. But
Yeah. So what radio station is it then that you do some work on?
I have a radio station in Bloomington called WQAX, and there's a radio station here called WISU.
Ah, you never told me that earlier.
Yeah, well, look at that. See, now that we can hear each other, the conversation can branch out a little better. But yeah, so yeah, I've been a radio DJ. Well, I went to college for it, so I did it for almost 4 years. Then I went on tour. That's when I started my hip hop stuff and went on tour around the world with the Fugees and all that stuff. But yeah, so I come back and do radio stuff all this time, and I do production for radio also, so like doing sound beds and commercials and stuff like that. So
you must never get a minute. You just do so much stuff. I don't
I like staying busy though.
I don't get where you get the time to do all this stuff.
I stay busy. I don't know. I mean, I have plenty of time to relax. I just don't relax. I'm more relaxed when I'm doing something. I don't know why. I like doing stuff.
So do you ever relax? I
do. I take at least 2 hours to be in nature every single day, no matter what. Even if it's raining, even anything. But you know what I do when I do that? I take a kid with me. So I'm always mentoring a kid. Like if I'm in the park and you see a picture on my Facebook, it's like my office for the day. It's because I have a kid there with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm relaxing and we're chilling in nature. I'm teaching them, about poisonous plants, or don't eat that toadstool. It's not a mushroom, something like that. But yeah, I just like it like that. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah. So busy lifestyle. Where do you live again?
I live in Indiana, which is in the Midwest of the United States. So lots of green in all directions. So we're kind of right in the middle of the country.
Nice.
4 hours south of Chicago, if you guys are familiar with Chicago.
The Windy City.
The Windy City.
Yeah. Paul said he did a mixtape for Allie years ago, even the artwork. What artwork? I can teach you to relax to the Irish style. And Don says, enjoying the moments, talking about you being out in nature and just relaxing. And
yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. It's all about appreciating, and you can find that anywhere. If you can appreciate where you're at any point, you don't have to take giant breaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally,
it's like what I said earlier, being in the present moment. Yeah.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Giza said, sorry, because I didn't see that. Hold on. Pat said, yay to USA, particularly Las Vegas, because Pat wants to come and join us in Vegas. And Giza said, Capricorns are great. Ah, ha, 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 ha. I bet she's a Capricorn.
She must be a Cap.
I don't know. She is. Yeah, I'm meeting Giza next month. Giza's coming to Ireland next month. So we're
awesome.
Awesome sauce.
And then after that, we're all going to Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Yeah, but is that October or November?
I'll have to look again. I don't know. I think did I send it? I sent it on the last Zoom, but I don't have any of those paperwork here. I'm at Driven Strategic right now, which is the business consulting place. So I don't have all that stuff. So okay. I'm in a whole different office building right now.
Is that an office that you would normally work out of? No.
Not that I would do a Zoom out of, but yeah, this is where we do business consulting.
Right.
I went to my other degree in college. Okay, so I have a communications degree with a radio, TV, film minor. So I did radio, TV, and film. That's where I did the communications. Then I also got a business degree for business administration with a small business management concentration. And I do work with the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance with that. So we work a lot with nonprofits. Like the CEO of this company is not me, is Nathan Schomloffel, but he does, we do work with, he contracts for like the parks departments, like national organizations, big national nonprofits, helps them, run their business and run their stuff, do their stuff. So.
Right. Yeah. So, and what are some of the other nonprofits that you work for that you?
A million, I sit on the board of the United Way, CODA, Boys and Girls Club. We do a lot of partnerships with like the YMCA there. I don't know if you guys have that.
Yeah. Council on Domestic Abuse.
Yeah, that's CODA, Council on Domestic Abuse. Yeah, we do that stuff a lot. Really, there's none that I don't participate. Red Cross, like I've done Red Cross for like 30 years. Like literally since I was a kid, I've been a volunteer at Red Cross.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of that stuff. Like,
brilliant.
And probably more hours are devoted to nonprofit work and mentoring than anything else in a day.
Yeah.
So if I'm awake 18 hours, I would say probably about 10 of that is either volunteer service or some kind of nonprofit work, mentoring or something.
Fantastic.
So during the school year, I do mentoring with the kids in the school, actually in the classroom, and do things like anger management skills, coping strategies, those type of things. So I deal with a lot of behavioral health stuff and even some mental health stuff with like ADHD, ODD, stuff like that. So, But it's mainly with kids. Like that's kind of my thing is kids organizations. Like I can't say no to them. So
yeah, you're too smiley. You're like Robin Williams, aren't you? The happy smiley guy. He makes all the kids happy. So you're in the process of setting up your new website, and it's called www.tonyinspires.com.
Tony Doyle Inspires.
TonyDoyleInspires.com. I always got it right.
That's okay.
So
I was going to do, I actually had thought about Tony Inspires, but I wanted to make it specific which Tony, you know what I mean? Like I just figured it'd be easier to do that. Like that's not even my actual company. My actual coaching company is called Pinnacle Progressions LLC. That's the company. Tony Doyle Inspires is just kind of like a little branding branch off of that. Yeah. So we're just in the process of doing some rebranding, and that's going to be the launching pad for all the other stuff that I do. So it'll have all the coaching and mentoring and packages, and even my health and wellness company. I'll have links to that. I'll have links to the store for all the clothing line and all the little promotional items that I have. I'll have a link to my music page, which I'm going to be doing some more stuff with that. So
yeah, that's going to be absolutely awesome. So do you coach adults as well?
I do. In coaching, I coach adults. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Most of the mentoring I do pretty much is kids. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. And so going forward with your website, what kind of things will you be selling on there? What kind of packages will you be sort of putting out there to people? Give us a little taster of what we can kind of expect to see popping up there, if it's not a secret.
Yeah, it's not completely a secret. Like I have several packages right now that I'm revamping. It's coaching stuff. You have similar stuff. You have law of attraction things, and so I've got law of attraction things like that. But it's a bunch of mindset builders. There's like 4-part series of what's called mindset builders. There's a bunch of things both on like personal coaching, and there's a bunch on the management side, business coaching, like for CEOs and board members, board presidents. Like there's a course on boardism there. Wow. Which means like sitting on a nonprofit board, you know what I mean? Like getting the mindset
people how to do that.
Yeah. And just keeping your mindset right. You know what I mean? My skill is that I can find a silver lining. I can stay above the fray. You know what I mean? I can find the positive piece in every piece of it. So, and a lot of people can't, you know what I mean? So what I found is that's the skill that everybody wants to have and needs that a lot of people don't have. So that's what I can offer to the world. So that's kind of what I do. So.
Amazing. Kathy says, Midwest. Paul says October. Are we going to Vegas in October, is it?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Paul said it. Paul said it, everybody. Allie's going to Vegas in October.
Yeah, Allie's got to Vegas in October. You can stay here and mind the dogs.
Yeah, because Joelle's going with you probably.
Joelle's nodding her head. I'm cross with her. All my mud house was gone from the shops today.
So there we go. Vegas in October.
Vegas in October. Oh, it's cutting it fine, Tony. Paul wants to know, will you have a range of hats?
I will have a range of hats.
There you go.
I am the hat king. I have about 30 hats right this second. They're not up on a website right this second, but I have about 30 for sale right now.
Fantastic.
30 design.
Fantastic.
So,
hello, SMG.
I mean, like I said, I've been
Oh, you're breaking up.
Doing music and promotion stuff for almost 25 years. So I have T-shirts and hats and book bags, and I have all kind of stuff that's branded. So, and we're in the process of rebranding with the Tony Inspires, TonyDoyleInspires.com stuff too. So,
yeah, fantastic. Somebody has just joined us there. Hello, you're very welcome. SMG550T1. Your name isn't coming up, but you're very welcome. There is a chat box. You are muted, I believe, just because there's feedback otherwise. And so welcome to you. I'm not sure who it is, but because it's not bringing your name up, but hello and welcome.
Hello, SMG.
What else? You also, for people who might not know about You Are Creators, which is a huge YouTube channel, your friend Justin Perry, you've worked with him. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I do work with Justin. I'm hoping to do a lot more stuff actually, but
especially when I come, to Florida next year, and I'm going for a barbecue there.
Yeah. So Justin currently lives in Orlando. He and his wife just manifested their dream home down there. Mm-hmm. Is everybody familiar with You Are Creators? So you can put a little thumbs up in the chat box or something. But You Are Creators, if you're not familiar with it, you could go check it out. He has 2 separate YouTube channels with millions of viewers.
Don went like that.
Yeah, all right on. So anyway, so Justin's awesome. He used to live in Chicago, and I used to live right north of Chicago, between Chicago and in the area they call Metro Milwaukee. Anyway, so Justin and his wife, who is also a CEO of her own $1 million company, by the way, they used to live. Her company, shoot, I can't remember it. It's okay. Anyway, if you want to follow her on Twitter, I think it's Boss Babe 23 or something like that.
Oh my God, is she Boss Babe?
Yeah,
I think I've seen some of her quotes and stuff.
Probably so. She's a beast. Yeah,
I like that.
And she actually like Gabby Bernstein has her come to her webinars for empowering women and stuff. Like she's pretty big into it too. Like she lets Justin do his own thing, but she is.
Yeah, that's who she is. I've posted some Boss Babe stuff before because I've really liked it, and I'm thinking,
she's a for real. She's a for real creator on her own. But anyway, so they used to live in Chicago. Then they moved to a really big, nice house in Hyde Park, which is an upscale suburb of Chicago. So they moved to $1 million house there with a pool and all that stuff. And then Justin decided that wasn't his dream house yet. Yeah. So, he started You Are Creators 2, and he started, he has the Law of Attraction library, and he's going for 1 million downloads on that. So he was able to manifest this gorgeous mansion of a house right on the ocean. Nice stuff. Anyway, but he and his wife both are super humble, down to earth, like really good people. But anyway, we know each other for about 4 or 5 years probably, and we met. I guess he knew who I was already. Like I had hit him up and told him that I was getting into it and I wanted to do coaching and whatnot, and he knew who I was from music stuff. And so we just kind of hit it off, really. And I was, like I said, I owned a record company. I did promotion. I owned a recording studio. I did a bunch of stuff. So stuff that kind of was tangential to what he did. So
yeah, because he's not really a front man, isn't it? He's not really sort of, as you said to me before, he doesn't even, I mean, most people don't know his name. They'll know that the You Are Creators channel, and that's about it. And not a lot of people will actually know his name, because even I, months ago, when you said I work with Justin Perry, I was like going to, well, who the heck is Justin Perry?
Exactly. You're
like, I mean, obviously I knew the You Are Creators channel, and I listened to it, but I didn't know
right.
his name.
And that's the funny thing, like he is super humble, and like even on the videos where he introduces himself, he hardly ever says his last name. He'd be like, "Hey, this is Justin from You Are Creators." I'm like, Justin, talk more forcefully and say your name. You've got to brand yourself. And he's like, "Yeah, it's okay. They know You Are Creators." I'm like, "Yeah, it's true. They know that." So
I know,
anyway, so he has he asked me to help him do some promotion stuff, because he was doing he's trying to branch out, and he's been working on doing some live workshops. So I helped him get a couple of those together, and then he just said, "Hey, you're doing this. Let's work up something, and you can come on and do a 20-minute presentation and it helped me do all this." So so we've worked together and done 2 different workshops. Well, we did a Chicago workshop and a Detroit workshop, and then Orlando workshop when I was down there. He threw one together basically just because I was coming to Orlando for my health and wellness company. I said, "Hey, I'm going to be in Orlando. What are we doing?" He's like, "A workshop? What do you think we're doing?" so he put together a workshop, and 250 random people just came out and,
that's awesome.
Learned about the law of attraction and staying positive and all that stuff. So but anyway, so we're hoping to do a lot more stuff. He's so super busy right this second, though, because he's really focused on getting 1 million downloads on the law of attraction library.
I saw that. Yeah, he should really be more focused on like sponsoring Allie O'Shea.
Well, maybe he'll if I could pitch him on the workshop deal, maybe we could pitch a package.
Maybe we could.
Allie O'Shea, Tony Doyle, Justin Perry.
That sounds good.
Now that's we could do like 4 of those a year, go around different spots all over the world.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like yeah. We're putting it out in the universe right now.
That's it. You heard it here first.
So Justin's awesome, but he's super busy. I mean, he's got I think he has 2 kids and his wife and his 2 businesses, and they're doing their thing. So in Orlando. So.
That's amazing. It's just so nice to hear like the stories about all of those things. Yeah. And I mean, you also then, God, talk about name dropping. But anyway, so Trent Shelton, you work with as well. And do you want to tell people, because maybe not a lot of people would have heard of him. I hadn't heard of him either, if I'm honest with you. Well, I mean, I was already honest with you the last time we spoke about it, but I mean, I have since watched some of his videos, and they're pretty amazing. And I know Joelle is a massive fan of Trent Shelton.
Yeah, she was in love with him, I think I heard last time.
That's right.
So Trent Shelton, for those of you not in the States, I don't know how much he transitions overseas yet, but he's actually really big. He's probably bigger than Justin Perry in the States right now.
Oh, really?
He does strictly relationship things, and if in this space, in the self-help space, relationship is by far number 1. So you know what I mean. So that's mainly what he does. But he was a former professional football player who got injured and got depressed and kind of spiraled out of control, and then brought himself back using positivity. A
bit like me and the law of attraction.
Exactly. And that's the thing, like, he's not a official law of attraction practitioner, but like I tell him, whether you're using it or not, law of attraction is right there with you. You know what I mean? So every positive thought you do, the law of attraction is bringing you more positivity. So just keep thinking positive.
that kind of thing is, it all kind of goes hand in hand. Motivational, positivity, and the law of attraction, they all amalgamate together no matter what anyway. So I mean, I think it's all pretty much one, isn't it, really? You know,
that's exactly what I tell people in my workshop is don't get hung up on the spirituality aspects. If you're not ready to call it spirituality, call it what you want, but I'm telling you right now, you know, just like the law of gravity makes this phone drop, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
The law of attraction brings like thoughts to you. So that's all you got to know is it's a universal law. You think positive, you're going to have positive stuff happen, period. You know, call it what you want. So,
yeah.
But, yeah, so he's awesome. He does all kind of stuff. So I was able to do 2 workshops with him so far, and we're doing some more. I also was able to convince him to write the foreword on my book that I was telling you guys about earlier, the relationship book called The Other 23. So he wrote the foreword to that, and I've got that puppy in the can ready to go because I already know that's going to be that's my million seller right there. So I'm going to wait though. I want Finding My Silver Linings to come out first, but yeah, I think that's going to be the one. So.
Yeah. You know what? It's really funny that you said, like, you know, they don't call it the law of attraction. And you know what? I can kind of understand why. I met somebody at the grocery store today and she hadn't seen me in a couple of years. And she said, "You've closed your shop. Are you still doing the crystals?" And I said, "No, I'm a law of attraction practitioner." She said, "Yeah, what?"
Yeah.
What did you say? What's that? And I'm like,
yeah.
In the middle of the grocery store trying to explain what that means.
Yeah.
There's somebody who has no idea. And it's just like,
exactly.
No, I really don't want to have to explain this right now in the middle of the vegetable aisle. You're not going to understand it anyway.
And the only concept most people have of a similar non-physical thing is like God, you know what I mean? Like religion, you know what I mean? And so basically you're challenging that at the same time as you're, you know, so it's just like, it's great. If people aren't ready for it, they're just not ready for it.
Well, I think it's not even that they're not ready for it. It's that, you know, those people who haven't awakened or who have never heard motivational speakers or, you know, who haven't been brought up with mindfulness, like I wasn't, you know, or positivity. They've never heard of it before and they just don't understand. They're like, "What are you talking about? The law of what?" What? You know, like as I said, I mean. my own mother doesn't even know. So there's just so many people who have not got a clue or a notion what it is. I mean, obviously, if you say motivational speaking or something like that, I mean, you know, like Tony Robbins would call himself a motivational speaker, but then for sure there's still law of attraction stuff within all of that as well.
Absolutely.
Without
and he will straight up tell you he's not going to put the law of attraction brand on his thing because he doesn't want to push away people. You know what I mean? Like Tony Robbins is about making the biggest brand possible in the world of motivational speaking. So he's going to keep it very general and very positive. He's going to let the law of attraction work in their lives and not tell them about it. You know what I mean? That's that stealth mode. He's going to ninja. He's going to sneak up on him from the back.
Have you met him as well?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, we did the firewalk like January.
Oh, did you? Awesome.
Yeah. Almost all of his
couple of my friends have done that. You're the third one.
Yeah. Almost all of his things he has a firewalk just to challenge your fears and stuff. So
yeah. How did you find it? Good?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. I know my last friend that did it said like he just gets you so pumped up beforehand and with all the music that he puts
he's
on.
He's so over the top and he's like he's crazy. And he's a big imposing guy too. I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he's a foot taller than everybody in the room and he's just like you know.
Yeah. So. And his son is following in his footsteps because I saw him on a movie recently as well.
Oh really?
I can't remember. Joelle, what was the name of that movie? So it was she'll put it up now because did Tony walk on fire? Catherine says, did Tony walk on fire? Yes, he did.
I did the firewalk.
Or did she mean Tony Robbins? Tony Doyle did. Did Tony Robbins walk on fire?
He didn't walk on fire at the one I was at.
No. The Abundant Something, says Joelle. With Riley Dane. Have you heard of Riley Dane?
I don't know where
The
they did.
Abundant Factor, maybe it was
The
called.
Abundance Factor, yeah.
The Abundance Factor. So Tony Robbins' son was actually in that, and oh my goodness, he is the splitting image of him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it would only make sense if, you know what I mean. That's a ready-made family business right there. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Catherine said, no, I meant Tony Doyle. Paul said, barbecue coals probably still hot, Allie, so you can do a fire walk now. Well,
there you go.
Got my bare feet. That's and awesome. Everything. But no thanks. I think I'll pass on that one.
There you go. You can do the Paul O'Shea fire walk out right outdoors and you're in your garden.
No problem. So Catherine wants to know, Tony, what it was like to walk on fire.
The funny thing is, like, you're scared until you start, and then it's like you're not scared. Like it's like nothing. Like literally, the whole fear is the getting up there, and like your hands are like in my case. A lot of people are like that though. Like you're like sweating. You're like, oh my god, I'm about to die today. You know what I mean? But as soon as you step on the coal and you like it's nothing. You know what I mean? And you know what? I found the same thing when. Oh yeah. They work on. I mean, there's a whole session that leads up to that part. But you're still scared, believe me. At least I was. Like I was like,
I can imagine.
I can do it. You know what I mean? So you're sitting there doing affirmations in your head. You're like, but as soon as you step on it, like you realize it's like, you know what I mean? It's nothing. You know what I mean? You just start. You're more triumph. Every step is just like more triumphant and more proud, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think I told you before, like I found the same thing when I was at A-Fest.
Yeah.
At A-Fest, they had a whole session on challenging your fears. And they literally passed around a sign-up sheet, and they're like, okay, now you have to sign up for what challenge you're going to do in the afternoon. And literally you had to pick a challenge out of all these different things that Vishen had prepared for you on the islands there of Sardinia. And so I ended up doing parasailing for the first time, which I'm a little scared of heights and I'm a little scared of deep water, like when you're out like that.
Okay.
So it was a big step for me. But it was awesome, actually. I mean, it was awesome sauce. I'm sorry.
Of course. That's brilliant. So, well done, you.
You know what I mean? So it's really, it's just once you start one thing, you can just do more and more and more, Yeah,
so you kind of face the fear and do it anyway, and then it sort of propels you, doesn't it, to want to do more things, to move forward more into realizing that once you face them, that they were just that. They were just a fear. Something
it's just in your mind. Everything's in our mind. We just hold ourselves back so much. So my next thing is I'm going to do skydiving. Wow. Yeah, and at first I'm like, I'm not doing that. There's no possible way. But see, the instructor at the parasailing thing, he told us, like when we got to a certain height, he's like, this is the exact height your parachute will open if you do skydiving. So I've already done it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So all I have to convince myself is like, I've already survived from that. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like now the free fall for the 5,000 feet before that, we'll see how that goes.
When are you going to do that?
I don't know. I'm going to though. I'm going to.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to do it. I'm bound and determined to do it.
Oh, that's fantastic. So exciting.
So, you know what I want to do, though? I want to invest and get a GoPro. And when I do it, I'm going to have a GoPro on so everybody can share. I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live on one of the channels, one of the social medias, so everybody can dive with me.
Oh, I was going to say, what the heck's a GoPro? But it's obviously a camera. Yeah,
it's one of those action adventure sport cameras that you can strap onto yourself. And it's like super heavy duty, so it can get wet. It can, it's got a shot case.
You can't die like you can if you fall out of the sky.
Exactly. No? So yeah, exactly. So if I die and laying dead on the ground, the camera will still be there filming me as the paramedics rush in.
my goodness. That's not going to
No, we're
happen.
not putting out the. Just kidding. We're not putting that.
Take that back. Take that back. As Abraham would say.
Exactly. Rewind.
Very good. Oh, so amazing.
Anyway, I'm sure it's gonna go great. I'm sure it's gonna go great, and I'm gonna broadcast it live, like either on my website or on my YouTube or somewhere. I'm gonna broadcast it live, Facebook, somewhere.
Oh, excellent. I'll be there.
I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe when you guys come over, we can all do it.
What
do you think,
That's so
Paul
funny.
O'Shea? I think Paul's down.
Paul's afraid of heights. So am I.
Well, there you go. See, we're all afraid of heights, so we'll do it together.
That's funny. Yeah, Paul says no bother. Giza says you will survive, believe me, and never forget it. It's divine. She must have done it. I'm going to unmute everybody at the end.
You've
by
done
the
it,
way.
Giza? That's awesome.
I'm going to unmute everybody in a little bit so everybody can get a chance to talk. I know I didn't last time, but there was a storm the last time and Tony couldn't hear anyway, so there was no point.
Look, today I've got the headphones and I'm all set up today.
Yeah, you are.
Thanks to Nathan here at Driven Strategic.
And Christine says skydiving is so fun as well. So she obviously has gone skydiving as well.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
So, yeah. So, I mean, is there anything else that you want to talk about? Do you want to talk a little bit about Abraham Hicks?
Sure.
How many times have you been to see them?
This will be my 4th regular Abraham Hicks thing when it's coming up in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. This will be my 4th.
You went there when I was there last year in LA, were you?
No. I've only gone to the Chicago once, which is the one that's 4 hours from me. So I haven't traveled anywhere else. But the next one I want to do one of the cruises. So either the Caribbean cruise with Abraham or the Alaskan cruise. I'm going to do one of the cruises. I just think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I've got that cruise ship on my vision board.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. In fact, I put it on the Manifesting Dreams in 2018 one, which is the one I did in January. It says Manifesting Dreams in 2018. The cruise ship takes up the whole bottom corner, so yeah. And I always point out, I'm like, look, there I am. I'm on the bridge right there, waving.
Catherine says, me too. I want to do a cruise, an Abraham cruise. That is, let's all go. Well, see, that's what I did last year, Catherine. So I'll just tell you very briefly before Tony goes back to talking about it. But last year I was I still am in the Vortex Villa Abraham group, and we all were quite close together and whatever, and I decided that one day I'd put up anyone want to go on an Abraham cruise, and a few people of course said yes, and one of the people I was quite good friends with, and we got talking together, and we started planning going on an Abraham cruise together. And then I decided, no, my family won't have a holiday if I do that. Let's go to America and meet up with all my Vortex Villa friends who aren't going to go on the cruise but will be in America, and we can go to Abraham together. So I met up with probably about 10 people from the Vortex Villa at Abraham Hicks. And I stayed with one person. Well, we stayed in LA and Vegas in Airbnbs in LA and Vegas with another friend from the villa. And then Bridget, obviously you guys know Bridget Daughters, who's a friend of mine. We met there and she'd come and hang out with us. And then there's a couple of people who you don't really see interacting a lot because they're not really on social media a lot, but they have been posting their pictures of Miami recently, Hector and Allison. Or is it Mexico? Oh, they're in Mexico, sorry, yeah. So Hector and Allison, we met them and they came and hung out with us, and we all sat in the hot tub having wine and vaping and swimming. And yeah, and a big group of us went from Abraham Hicks, and we went and we had lunch. And then we went back to our house where we were staying, and we had like a little mini party. So that was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we all hung out together. So I kind of already did that. It was absolutely, it was amazing. I actually wrote about that story, and you can see the pictures on my blog, www.expansivesouls.com, my journey with Abraham and the universe. That's what that story was about. So
yeah, I read that one.
Yeah.
I read that blog for sure. And the funny thing is, at the last one, like I'm trying to do that at this one. Like I've been putting out in all the Abraham group who's going to meet up at Chicago. I tried to do it last time and I only got 4 or 5 people. Like I've already gotten like 10 people that say they're going to be in Chicago for this one. So this should be good.
Yeah.
The last one was awesome though, because I worked with somebody else who's actually from Chicago, and we did a sunrise meditation group.
Oh, beautiful.
And it was open to everybody. And like, there was like 100 people, or I don't know officially because we didn't take account, but there was a lot. There was a whole lot of people at 6 a.m. on the side of the lake. You know what I mean? For this morning meditation. It was beautiful. Like the sunrise was like perfect, you know. And then she's a yoga instructor actually, so she led the meditation and all that. So I'm trying to do something like that again at the Chicago one, and make it even bigger. You know what I mean? And more planning to it, because the
vibe with everybody that's there, everybody's in the same space as you. Everybody's got the same kind of vibration as you. You've all experienced Abraham together. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like there's no words really that can actually describe that feeling of sort of being with those type of people. And it was the same for you at like Awesome Fest and all of those kinds of things as well, wasn't it?
It's very similar. I mean, all that stuff is just, you know what I mean? You definitely get the spirit of whatever that is. So you get, I mean, that's the spirit of the inspirational part for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's nothing like being live in the same room with Esther. You know what I mean? Like I love it. I mean, I listen to Abraham Hicks every single day. Like I listen to at least one of those every morning and one of those every night, but it's not the same as being in the room. So if you ever get a chance to be in the room,
absolutely. I actually met Constance Todd Smith as well, and her daughter and her boyfriend. I don't know if you know them as well. They've got their own page as well. And I met I can't even remember, Diane. Can't remember her surname, but who else? Tora Staley hung out with us as well. If you know Tora Staley, she hung out with us as well.
That's awesome. Yeah.
There was a good group of us. So there you go. It's amazing, and it's so exciting. Dawn said, where did Dawn say something there? Hold on, it's going back. Decided on the 4th of. I see your numbers are backwards. The 4th of May, I think that was the 4th of May, 2018, and saw them on the 26th of May, 2018.
Awesome. There you go.
Yeah, fantastic. So you manifested that, Dawn. That's brilliant.
What city was that in, Dawn?
Dawn's part of my Vibe Tribe.
I was wondering what city Dawn saw them in.
So he saw them in Denver.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So will I unmute everybody individually and they can say hello, and if they have any questions, and we can thank them for joining, and unless there's something else that you would like to specifically talk about before I do that.
Whatever anybody wants to talk about.
Okay, well, so what I'll do is you don't have to turn your videos on. Anyone that doesn't have theirs on, you can if you want, but you don't have to. I'm going to come to each of you individually and unmute you, and you can say hello to Tony. And so I'm going to come to Catherine first. There's a Kathleen and a Catherine. So I'm going to go to Catherine first, because that's who's the top left of my screen. So bear with me while I unmute. Hello, Catherine.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, very welcome.
Hello,
Thank you
Catherine.
for joining.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. Thanks for being here. I was actually, when I asked about the fire walk, I was actually wondering if your feet felt hot under. I was been thinking about doing this myself, and I was wondering if your feet felt hot.
They actually felt cold.
Really?
It's weird. Like you go through a whole mental exercise. Those of you who have done it, like mine did not. Like I could feel the heat as I was getting up to the thing, and I was like, "Oh my gosh," you know what I mean? But once I just centered and got on there, it was like walking on cold rocks in the like a stream bed or something, like a creek bed of cold rocks. That's what it felt like. You know what I mean? And it was just awesome. And you get such a, you well up with such pride inside. You're just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like literally, I don't remember feeling anything. The first 2 steps were like, hey, it's just a cold thing. It's awesome. And then it was just like, you know what I mean? Wow. So, and you got Tony out there like, yeah, give it to, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. That's really inspiring. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks for your question, Catherine. Don has just said he's got to run. Love to all. Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Don.
So thank you for your question, Catherine.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us this evening.
Nice chatting with you.
Thank you. Joelle does not want to be unmuted because her little grandson is asleep, so they're all whispering in the house. But I'm sure you get to talk to her again because she's always around my house trashing the place.
Right.
I'm only joking. I'm going to come to Giza next. So if you don't have a question, that's fine. You can just say hi. Hello, Giza.
Hi, Allie. Hi, Tony. Hi, everybody else.
Hey, Giza. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Happy to see you. I've never seen you. I just heard about you till now.
Well, it's good to see you too. So you said that you've done the skydiving?
Yep. In fact, I did the parachute, jumping out of a helicopter. You won't regret it. If you survive it, you won't regret it. I was very, very scared to death, but at that time I did it for the sake of a guy I was in love with. So I wanted to play this cool girl who is not afraid. I even think like, oh, come on, this is nothing. And my stomach was shaking and I almost fell over, but I had to do it because I just wanted to be the best. So
that's amazing.
I tried it, and in fact it was great. And after that, I did it a few more times. If you survive it, you won't regret it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
That's my relaxing method in meditation. I remember those minutes when I was just floating above everything, and within a few seconds, the fear kind of disappears, and you just float and fly, and you kind of, I don't know, it was sort of an altered consciousness, state of consciousness.
So do you internalize, or are you able to, like my plan, having not done it, my plan is to get to the point where I can actually look out and start appreciating stuff. Like, wow, look at that cloud. Wow, look at, you know what I mean? Like, that's my plan. You think I can get to that?
Yeah, you will get there, and take the microphone with you because we will really enjoy the sounds you will make. we will really laugh. you may even scream sometimes, or who knows. I started to cry.
I'll probably not put it on my Facebook if I do that, though, because I have a lot of the kids I mentor on my Facebook, and I don't know what might come out of my mouth. So.
No, we will see. Quite a lot of us.
Yeah. That's awesome, though. Yeah, I can't wait. I want to do after that. I've already got the next one. After that, I'm doing bungee jumping.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. But first, I'm going to do skydiving because that's a one-time down. Bungee jumping is like multiple. You know what I mean? Like, so we'll see.
Yeah, that will be the great training for it. Though I never tried bungee jumping.
See, there you go.
It would be a great training for that.
Paul's kind of done a bungee jump, but he can tell you about that himself. It's not a proper one, but do you have any questions for Tony, Giza?
No, not specifically. No. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, thank you. Giza's in Hawaii.
Good to finally meet you. It's great to finally meet. Where are you at again?
In Hawaii, Oahu.
Oh, in Oahu? Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, close to Honolulu.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when Allie and Paul and I come over to Hawaii, you've got us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where do you go?
Oh, well, we're playing it. Let's play it, Allie. You ready?
Another one.
Another one. I told you we're going to do 4 a year. We're going to do 4 a year.
I already set the intention, so it must.
Yeah.
It must come true soon.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
know what is her range of time to manifest things. I know that she trained Paul to manifest very, very quickly. So I hope she can do it even quicker.
Well, we're on our way, Giza. So we're packing our bags right now.
Oh, yeah. You are very, very welcome, all of you.
Oh, thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks, Giza.
Awesome.
And I'm
Thank
really
you.
looking forward to seeing you in next month.
Yeah.
Really
In
looking.
fact, I fly tomorrow. I fly to San Francisco, then from there to the East Coast. I will stay a few days in New York and then Dublin.
Wow. Okay.
Wow,
Well,
that's awesome.
keep in touch, won't you? Before you get here? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we'll try and have a video call or something before you get here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us this
Thanks,
evening.
Giza.
It's lovely to
Thank
see you.
you. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You too. We'll talk soon.
Talk to
Wow. Kathleen, who I call Kathy, I'm coming to you next. Hello, Kathy.
Hello.
Hello, how are
Kathy.
you?
I'm fine. Can you see me?
We can
So
see
should we call you Kathy or
Oh,
Kathleen?
geez. Oh, I'm Kathy. I'm Kathy.
You're Kathy? All right. Well, you're Kathy to me then.
I haven't grown into Kathleen yet.
No, so your grandchild or your one of your children set your Facebook page up, didn't they? And they put it in as Kathleen.
My dear darling daughter did that. Yes. Uh-huh. She was being a smart aleck. Okay.
Uh-huh.
No, I've always been Kathy. But Tony, you've been a total joy. You really
I
have.
appreciate that.
Yes. Your
It's awesome to meet
experiences are
everybody.
wonderful. Yep. We'll get to know each other as time goes on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have any questions for Tony, Kathy?
No, I'm just enjoying his ride.
Oh.
The experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome aboard.
Come aboard the Tony Doyle.
It's kind of
I
wild.
don't think I could keep up with you.
Yeah, he's pretty insane, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I can keep up with me. I don't know. I'm not sure what's
I mean,
going
she's
on.
always giving out to me that I'm too busy. Now you hear what Tony Doyle does.
Bless them, because we have to spread light and love. We have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
It's great to meet you, Kathy.
Yeah. Thanks so
Nice
much,
to meet
Kathy.
you, Tony.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, what part of the world are
Okay.
you in, Kathy?
I'm in Michigan. We're neighbors.
Michigan. That's not too far. What part of Michigan?
I'm in Southeast. I'm
Wow,
40
that's
miles
so far.
I'm 40 miles north of Detroit.
And I've done 2 workshops in Detroit in the last 2 years. One with Justin and one with Trent. So next time, see, now that we know each other, next time you'll have to come out and say hi.
That's right. And I live in the country, so you could come out and totally meditate.
Now, you know who would be totally for that? Trent. Not Justin. Justin likes city life. But Trent would be all about that right there. He'd be trying to climb that tree, though, I'm telling you right now. If you think I'm wild, he'd be up in that tree.
It's total solace here.
That's awesome.
Kathy wants to know, or Catherine wants to know, Kathy, where are you? She's from Michigan, she said.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Catherine, where is she from?
Okay, hold on, I'll unmute her. Goodbye, SMG550T1. Before you go, thank you so much for joining us.
Bye, SMG.
I wonder. Hold on. Let me just mute Kathy.
Feel free to share your name, SMG.
Hello, SMG?
Yeah, it's Steve.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Great. How you guys doing?
We're good, thanks. Thanks so much for joining.
You've been yelling, so I can't believe I hid out this long.
It's what time?
Wow, that's awesome. Can you hear Steve? I think you cut out a little bit, maybe.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. Maybe he's gone. Anyway,
yeah.
Steve.
It's my getting here.
Oh, you're kind of breaking up. But I just wanted to unmute you. I know that you're going, so just wanted to acknowledge that you were here and say thank you for coming and joining us.
Yeah, thanks again, Steve. We'll get you when you're on a better connection.
Okay, now let me unmute Catherine and Kathy, and they can just have a little conversation there with each other. And
They can
where
cuss
they
it
are. Now,
Wow.
you're all on music there.
Kathy.
Hi, where are you from?
I grew up in Farmington.
Oh, you're a West Sider.
Is that what I am? Where are you?
And I'm an East Sider.
Okay. Okay. What
Yeah,
town?
I grew up in East Point.
Uh-huh.
And it was East Detroit when I lived there. And then now I'm in Almont, which is north of Romeo.
Okay. Yes, I know where that is. Well, very cool.
Van Dyke.
Very cool. Say hi to
right.
Michigan for me. I'm in Oregon now.
Yes.
You two should friend each other.
Oh,
Catherine, what's your surname on Facebook?
My name?
Yeah, your surname.
Catherine Crone, K-R-O-N.
Oh, Catherine Crone. Yeah. See, it's not coming up, and obviously I can't see your picture. So,
he's not in Michigan anymore.
Yeah, I know, but you can still friend each other.
Yeah.
So listen, ladies, that's been lovely. So you never know, nice connections there.
I will friend you, Kathleen.
Okay.
She's on my friend list.
You don't know me.
She's a good egg. It's all right.
I believe it. Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm safe. Hey, bye-bye.
Thanks a million, ladies. Okay, hold on. Now I'm going to come to Wendy Simmons. And Pat, I haven't forgotten about you. I will be coming to you. And Paul, I will come to you as well. Wendy Simmons. Hello, Wendy.
Hey, hi, everybody. How are you?
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, this has been great. I was on the last one, and that rainstorm really got to you. But it was so good to be able to hear everything all at once and not all jumbled up. And what a terrific life. God bless you.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks for joining in. What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Tampa. I'm waiting for you guys to come to Orlando. I'm ready.
There we go.
Wendy can't wait. You see, everybody's so excited.
I'm jumping up and down. Are you kidding? Every time she said she's coming to Orlando for a barbecue, I'm like, it's only a few hours for me. I'm there.
That's awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
You're so funny.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did see Esther Hicks. The Hayhouse used to do the I Can Do It's, the conferences, and they happened to be here the first year of many, I don't know, it was about maybe 5 years ago they were here. They were here 3 years in a row, actually. And Esther and Jerry were here, and I got to sit in on one of the Abraham Hicks lives, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I kind of miss those I Can Do It's.
Yeah. Well,
we'll have to bring some I Can Do It to Florida.
There we go. We're going to revamp I Can Do It.
Yeah, we do. There we go. We can have our own. We don't need Hayhouse anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got you guys. We get Jason and we get everybody else together. Boy, we got everybody.
I know.
There we go. I like it. I love it when a plan comes together.
That's it.
There you go.
So do you have
I just want
Tony?
No, I don't. He actually answered everything I was thinking. He took the words right out of my head.
Oh, fantastic.
Awesome. Thanks for joining in.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for doing it, you guys. Allie, love you.
Oh, I love you too. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.
Okay. Hi, Paul.
He's waving at you. I'll give you a call soon, all right?
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
So Pat Moreno, I'm coming to you. Hello, Pat. No, you're not unmuted yet. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Technical. Unmute. Hold on. Don't worry.
Hi.
Don't worry.
Hello.
Hey, there's Pat.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Great, thanks. And yourself?
Yeah, it's been really, really good, actually. Really interesting. Hi, Tony.
Hey, good to meet you.
Hi. I don't have a specific question, but as I said, I'd be very interested when anything's sorted out in the States. I'm hoping it's not this October because I'm due to go to Japan in October.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully.
You've just come back from holiday, haven't you?
I was in Bulgaria just for a week, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really lovely. And there are plans, to go to Japan in October, so I'm excited about that.
Fantastic.
I'd definitely like to go to Bulgaria. I've been to Japan. Japan is one of the first country besides Canada and Mexico that I was in. So off of the continent that I live in, it was the first country that I ever went to. And I actually toured Japan with the Fugees, a hip hop group from like the 90s. So
I know who the Fugees are.
yeah, that was my first recording contract. I was actually tour support for the Fugees for 18 months straight. We didn't come home for 18 months. Once we left, we didn't come back. So.
How fabulous. How did you find Japan?
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially for the type of music I did, like it's amazing. It's like they know like most of the people there don't speak English. At least but they knew every single word of the songs. You know what I mean? It's just amazing, and their energy is crazy. And it's like, so yeah, I loved it. Yeah,
it's supposed to be beautiful, and when we're going, it's supposed to be really lovely, the gardens and things. So I'm really excited about that. But I'm excited for next year to try and see Abraham and to come to the States and meet you guys. So that would be lovely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're going to have to plan when whatever happens in the States, we'll have to make sure that we're near an Abraham thing at the same time. And we'll just, you know what I mean? We'll just do everything all at the same time.
That's really exciting. And you were talking about Tony Robbins earlier, and I saw a clip recently where Oprah was there and he got her to do the fire walk, and she was terrified. Really exciting because she was just so thrilled at the end of it that she did it. So that was really, really good. I haven't seen him myself, but I've seen the films and stuff. Yeah,
he's really, really over the top.
I get that.
Super duper motivating. Like you don't come down from that high for a couple weeks.
I can imagine.
He definitely gets the vibration really, really. That high flying disc Abraham talks about, he lives there.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw the film that he made. I think it was on Netflix. And you can just feel his energy. And as you say, he's a really big guy as well, isn't he? So he has a huge presence.
Yeah. He does.
There was a lot of behind the scenes stuff with him. But so thank you very much. Can I just ask you, I know you were talking about a guy called Justin Perry, and you are creative. I don't really know these people, but I'm going to have a look. This is a YouTube channel, yeah?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, and what was the other person? Was it Trent something?
Trent Shelton, Shelton.
Okay.
You're going to love them, Pat. You're going to love them.
Yeah, the name of his company is Rehab Time.
Oh, Rehab Time. Okay.
Yeah. So, and they're two different vibes, but they're both amazing guys.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to have a look on YouTube and have a listen and see what.
Yeah, you'll absolutely find both of them all over Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. I mean,
yeah.
They do a lot of stuff.
Check it out.
Yeah, you'll like it. Awesome.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, well, thank you so much. It's been really interesting. And,
great.
What time is it there now? Because you're behind us, aren't you?
It's almost 5:30 here.
He's 5 hours behind us.
5 hours behind. Okay. So,
because Pat's in the UK, Pat's in London.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was supposed to actually be meeting up with Pat next, like this summer, but I don't know with John because John's recovering still.
Yeah.
You know, he's focusing on his health, so we don't know. Myself and Joelle don't know at the moment. It's kind of on hold as to what's happening, but we will let you know if we're coming.
Of course,
you'll hear about it. You know me, I can't hold anything back on Facebook. I have to go with the momentum. Got to keep the momentum going. Get the excitement out there. Get the buzz. You know.
Yeah. Right. It'll be great to catch up.
I know, but we will. We'll meet soon.
Definitely, Allie. Okay.
Thank you so much for
thank
coming.
you so much, both. Cheers.
All right. Thanks, Pat.
Good night. Good night.
Good night to you.
Bye.
Bye. And Paula J, last but not least. Hello, good evening. We can't hear you at all. Can you guys hear him?
Nope.
Technical guru indeed. We still can't hear you. Technical guru. No, we can't hear you now. No. Come and say hello over here then. He's going to come over here.
Okay.
Exclusive appearance by...
Exclusive.
O'Shea.
World premiere, Paul O'Shea.
Are you dressed? Hold on a second. Let me take these headphones. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Hey, Tony, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Not much. Just getting my glow on in the garden all day.
Yeah, good to put a proper face. I always see, like, in the distance, if it's just like, there's Paul over there. Like,
best way to see me is from a distance. The old bungee jump, I don't know about that. I did the reverse bungee.
Yeah, a reverse. Oh, yeah, Allie was saying.
Yeah,
so tell me your story.
It's we were down Bray Seafront with the kids. And they have a Bray Summerfest thing on where they have these really badly put together roller coasters and stuff. These just guys rock up in a crappy van and a hammer and just bash stuff together, and people pay to risk their lives to go on it. And Ella, my daughter, who was 8 or so at the time, I'd say.
Our daughter.
Our daughter. There was these two cranes, and then this elasticated stuff down in a metal ball, right, hooked at the bottom. And she starts going, you wouldn't go on that. And I'm like going, yeah, no, well, that's no problem. So they shamed me into it. And I'd only got strapped into this thing, and there was some geezer beside me strapped into. There was two people in this
right.
metal ball. And I glanced over, and Ella's standing by the machine with a big evil grin on her face, and she's the one who hits the button to send me shooting off into the sky. Laughing her ass off. Evil child. Evil. That was fine. It was the 3 or 4 pints beforehand probably didn't help.
Well, you're lucky it stayed down.
Oh, it stayed down. Yeah. Should have heard the girly screams coming out of the guy beside me. That's what I'm picturing when I see you jumping out of a plane with the head camera.
Probably so.
I'm thinking your man from The Simpsons that lives next door to Homer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing.
That could be. We'll have to wait and see.
But you should do it as a fundraiser. Hook it up to a charity.
It's a good idea.
And do a fundraiser thing. People do that a lot over here for skydiving. You know, it's
so you get like sponsorships and
just do like a GoFundMe and pick a nice fund, something that to support, and including the video with the screams.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got to get the whole behind the scenes.
Just bring it down. It'll all be good. Don't worry.
I'm going to invest in that GoPro so everybody can be with me all the way in the airplane ride. No, the whole ride.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Have you questions for Tony?
Do I have any questions for Tony? Not at the moment. Apart from the hat question. Well, I have a hat. It's not for sale, but I do have one hat.
You have one?
I have one hat. When that hat wears out, I'll buy another hat, maybe.
Is it Paul O'Shea brand or what?
No, it's just black, which is kind of my brand. I just do black. Everything's black.
Does he wear a white t-shirt or a black t-shirt today?
He brightened it up a little bit there, I see.
It's either a hoodie or a black or a white t-shirt. He's a bit of a Simon Cowell when it comes to fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, I buy his nice hoodies for him, but like he is so boring. He'll just wear a black V-neck t-shirt. It can't even be round neck. It has to be V-neck. That's it. Plain black.
Simplicity. don't have to worry about matching. You know.
Oh, it's bad enough to have his socks matching. Never mind. Something else.
Nobody ever sees those socks anyway. Who cares?
That's true. And apparently odd socks are all the rage these days anyway.
Exactly. People pay high dollar for 2 different socks.
So, okay, well, thank you so much for this evening. It's been absolutely wonderful, an absolute joy and a pleasure, as always, talking to you.
Absolutely. It's been fun.
And thank you so much to every single person that joined, and hello to everybody that watches on the replay, because this probably won't go up till tomorrow. I don't know how long it'll take to convert and all that rubbish, and then for Paul to get it up there. It'll probably be tomorrow, I would say. I'm not going to say tonight to put him under pressure, so I'm saying tomorrow. But it will be up there. So thank you so much. Such an amazing, amazing evening. Just going to these comments there. Wendy says you guys are so cute. Thank you, Wendy. And Catherine says bye, Kathy, and Giza says bye, Kathleen. Joelle said something. I'm trying to find what Joelle said.
She said
tour bus, Allie, tour bus. The Tony Doyle tour bus.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if that's what she's talking about. When we were out to lunch, we saw the Tony Doyle tour bus.
Yeah.
And she said, thank you, really great. She can't talk because her grandson's awake or asleep. But thank you to Tony, you were great. It was nice.
Awesome. Thanks, Joelle.
Pat said, thank you so much for tonight. Good night, everyone. So thank you so much. And Catherine said, thank you, Tony. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your stories with us.
Absolutely.
And inspiring us all with all of that. So thank you so, so much.
See, now that we've got the backstory, we can go forward from here. You know what I mean? Like you guys can share and you understand how I got to this point. So from now on, it's all forwards.
And then it'll be how you met Allie O'Shea.
Exactly.
So there you go. So that's it. I guess it's a wrap for this evening, everybody. Go and enjoy your day or your evening or your afternoon. And we wish you lots and lots of love, everybody.
Absolutely. Thanks. See you guys.
Namaste, everyone. Thanks, Tony. Bye, everybody. Jesus says much love. Much love back. Good night, everyone. Catherine says love. Everybody's sending their love. So thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Good evening.